Good morning and welcome back to Miniature Monday here on Gaming with ADHD. I am sorry I'm late, but I hyper-focused on recording some videos. So keep an eye out. I've got miniature reviews. Well, one already posted today, and then I've got the video for next week and the week after that ready also. So keep an eye out. Basically, it's going to be all mercenaries stuff for a while. I'll mix in some additional videos, don't worry, but that is that's what we're doing currently. So anyways, I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I had a good one myself. I thought I was going to sleep like a baby, and I slept like a hot mess instead. So that was fun. But overall, it wasn't bad. I really don't have anything to complain about. It was a good weekend. Got to go see my parents, which I say even though they live, 20 minutes away. I'd have to leave the house. But it was good to go see him because it's my dad's birthday today. So got to go and celebrate his birthday with him because we're kind of the only family in town, or at least the only family that, hangs out. But there's that. So anyways, but yeah, other than that, good weekend. Got to go hang out with a friend and played Magic the Gathering, which is the first time I've done that in forever. And then started organizing some other stuff. So yeah, so I've got some good ideas on some things for the channel. I am not going to make this a Battletech channel. But I will warn you that there's going to be a lot of Battletech on the channel. So I will make sure to mix it up with some other stuff so that, you don't think that Brian's lost his ADHD. That wouldn't be as fun. So anyways, you know what? How about I just stop yammering and just switch over to our top-down camera. So all right, so today I'm going to finish Steve Cross's miniatures. It's only taken me way longer than it should have. So, all right, let's take a look at these. I am not 100% sold on these, and that's the frustrating thing. Like I feel like I need... Okay, so number one, I know I need to add the cockpits. I need to add the silver and then the speed paint to get the cockpits to look right. I need to do up the bases, and technically that is it. However, I don't know. I want some. I don't know. I feel like it's missing something. It kind of needs some red highlights. So I'm going to try something. It is probably going to fail, and then I'm going to be pissed at myself for doing it. But I'm still going to try it because I need it to look a little better. It's. Here, I guess I should zoom in. If you look, it looks fine, but it also looks very, very plain. So what I'm going to do is just kind of on these outer edges, I'm going to take just this bold Purell red from Monument Hobbies, and I'm going to hit it with a dry brush. I've got a teeny tiny dry brush. See, it's very small. But I'm just going to hit these outer edges because number one, I don't want to get it over top the gray. But I want to emphasize some of these outer edges, you know? Hey, Francois, welcome back, sir. Good to see you again. So I'm gonna start with that. We'll see if it works. We'll do it on this guy. This guy's not as cool as like the Black Knight and stuff. So we'll start with this guy since I've got him in there. And we'll see how well it works. And we've got Nerd who, you know, I was worried she'd be mad at my comment yesterday. No, I'm not going to repeat it here. It's for a private group. But she's still here. I'm glad, Nerd. Still think my joke was funny, though. Anyways, I do hope you all had a great weekend. Was also kind of cool. My son started painting his 1,000 Suns. They are not great, but he is 18, so they're not horrible. But he hasn't done a ton of painting, so there's that to consider. But he that's good, Nerd. Like I said, I still stand by it. It was a funny joke, but I try to not piss off. I try to not piss off my friends. I'm not good at it, but I try. So, anyways, but yeah, so he doesn't have a ton of painting practice. But he's painted a few things in the past. So it was neat to see his first 40K miniature take shape. I did forget to warn him to like start with like one of like the minions. I'll get to that in a second there, Nerd. But I forgot to warn him, hey, don't start with the sergeant. I forget what the 1,000 Suns call their sergeants. Yeah, but start with the minion guy. Practice on your low level trooper, and then then do your sergeant. And so, but overall, I mean, it's still coming out good. He actually went purple instead of blue. And it's a really good look. So it's purple and gold with like it's got like some tabard and loinclothy kind of stuff, and so that stuff he did red. So it's a fun color scheme, and he came up with it on his own. Instead of doing the blue and gold stripes on the headpieces, it's purple and red stripes. So I like how that came out. Overall it was pretty cool. So that was part of the weekend. All right, so it doesn't do a lot, and it's really not showing up in the camera very well. So sorry about that, folks. But a little bit of this red dry brush is lightening up the figure quite a bit. I think it'll help it once I put, because I'm gonna wash it, you know. Strong Army Painter strong tone, as I do all the time. So actually let's do this, because I want to try and get these all done today. So let's actually prep some of this wash. And then I can do the dry brush, do the wash, and then hopefully it's dry by the time I want to come back and do cockpits and lasers. So anyhow, so for those of you that we're here on Friday, did you do your homework assignment? Because I didn't get any comments. But in some of my other sources of feedback, I did get some good feedback on it. So, Seraphis and I are getting excited to do episode 2. This coming Wednesday. Make sure you're here for that. Yeah, that's a good point. Red doesn't always come through so great. But I mean, sorry. Steve Cross is the one that picked the paint scheme. Which I'm still confused at why Beta Galaxy isn't listed on camo specs. I think it's on the... I think I might have gotten it from a... Steve keeps pushing this other site to me that I do not remember what it is. Knowing my luck, he's in chat and he'll be like, oh, it's this one! And he'll link it to y'all. And if he's not, if he shows up, make sure you ask him. What's that other paint scheme site? But it's more for MechWarrior Online. So it's a lot of computer generated paint schemes. So it's generally not one that I like. Because like I'm not recreating that, at least not well, in miniature format. So, yeah, it's the MechWarrior Online one. Like I said, I've looked at it, but it's too much. It's not necessarily bad, but I mean, it looks fine for computer art, but it's not so great for Battletech art, or just like miniature art. At least not for someone of my skill level. I'm actually like almost worried I'm going to damage the paint scheme with how rough I feel like I'm being with these. And I'll show it off here in a little bit, but I found a new app yesterday. It does cost $5, so you know, I was a little nervous about that, but I mean it was $5. Called Figure Case, that is all about tracking painting your miniatures. And it's actually fairly solid. I spent like, I woke up at like 2 a.m. So I've been up for a while. I literally started going through my collection. I put in some stuff that like is already done being painted, but other stuff that like, okay, I'm in the process, or this is a project that's coming up. Because like, so let's be honest, if you've watched my paint streams for any amount of time, I've gone through a lot of projects that I may not necessarily have finished. And so I just, looking at this, it's like, okay, if I can track this, sort of gamify the situation, then number one, hopefully it'll kind of motivate me on getting some of these projects done. Number two, just give me an indication of how much stuff I've done. Should be helpful. So, needless to say, I've got a lot of stuff in the app. And I'll show it off. I'll show it off while we let the wash dry. If it comes through the camera at all. I've tried to record from my iPad. It did not necessarily work great. Hey, Six World, what's up, buddy? But yeah, so it's a solid little app, and for $5, $5 one time, so it's not like it's an ongoing subscription either, so that's fine. Yeah, seriously, just a little bit of dry brush is just helping these so much. Oh, jeez. Yeah, you told me about that weekend, Six World. I'm sorry you're having to deal with that. I love when your job gets harder because other people decide to screw it up for you. No one has screwed up your life, dear.
Make my life harder, though.
I haven't screwed it up, though. Seriously. Oh, peanut gallery. Okay, I gotta say, doing that red dry brush really actually allayed a lot of my concerns about this color scheme. I was worried that it was like too little. But that seemed to give it just enough that I can be happy with that. I mean, it's Steve Cross. He'll be pretty happy with it anyways, because he's just that way, but still. Now this is actually what inspired me to do the dry brush, is just this little scorpion tail. Getting that a little brighter. So anyhow, and so even though I've been up since 1, apparently I am wide awake enough because my brain is like, we need to go to the used bookstore. I mean, it's what I typically do on Mondays, but my brain also says, maybe we should go to bed. Yeah, see, that is just hitting it just right. Just enough to lighten it up. Alright, let's wash this sucker. And get wash all over our hands because I don't have a base for this guy. Steve specifically said he didn't want a base for it. That he never puts quads on bases. I like how it's got lots of little armor plates to soak up the wash. And just pull out that detail. So, what did everyone else play this weekend? Like I said, I got to go play Magic the Gathering with a friend of basically with a friend of mine and his family. For some reason, they all decided that they were going to get into Magic the Gathering, and so they're all actually pretty new. But I haven't played in years. I actually got rid of all of my cards not that long ago. And but I had been looking at the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, because it's Magic, but in a pseudo-Japanese cyberpunk setting. And so I'm really curious, if nothing else, just to get some really cool cyberpunk art. Which I guess I could just go online because they have all the cards online, but, you know. All right, everything is effectively done. I need to do cockpits and lasers, but I got to let the wash dry. So I'm going to show off this app that I found. It ain't new. I am definitely behind the power curve, so keep that in mind. But let's see if this even works. So again, it's called Figure Case. Can everybody see that? Is that working? I mean, I realize there's a ton of glare. I apologize. Here, let me turn this off. Is that better? There we go. Oh, wow, that helps a lot. All right, let's turn the actual painting lights off and we can look at this. All right. So it's $5 if you're curious. No, I don't get a referral bonus off of it. This is me just telling you, hey, I found this thing and I think it's cool. I'm trying to focus it. All right. So you've got your collections. I can go in, it's like, okay, obviously I've put in a bunch of stuff that I'm already doing, but let's do this. Okay, so we'll add a collection. So faction or game, and let's put it in Gaslands. Okay, so we've got Gaslands. If you want to, you can go in and you can create groups. So like if it's Warhammer, you can put in Sisters of Battle, or if you're doing Battletech, you can put House Karita, whatever you want to put in for your groups. I'll show you some of my groups later. Gaslands doesn't really have a group, so I'm just going to create Gaslands. So it creates a new category down here. Then here's the entry, and then over here it's telling you, so this isn't showing up, but it says create model. So I can come in here. It's like I've got a monster truck. So let's say monster truck. Now, if you already have groups, you can come in here and assign it. Now, it has this effort factor. I don't like the effort factor. It doesn't make any sense. You know, it's literally just your best guess. So, am I supposed to use it for like how? I don't know. My brain doesn't want to figure out how to weight it, so everything has an effort factor of 1. Anyways, so I have my monster truck. And then I come in and I click on that, and then there's 5 categories. We've got unassembled, assembled, primed, painted, and based. So we're going to add a new model. Now, just say that I had just bought the monster truck toy car at Target, so I'd consider that unassembled. Now, I've already gone through. Actually, is he right here? Yeah, he is right here. So here's my monster truck. So you can see I've got missile pods and some machine guns, and of course he's a Dark Angel because why not? But so I'm going to consider this thing assembled. So once you've done that, you can just tap that, and it moves from assembled to unassembled. If you made a mistake, you can go over here and either plus or minus it. So now I have none. I can add, so say I've got like 3 monster trucks, I can just keep adding it. And then as they move along, you know, it just keeps adjusting. So, and then if you don't like any of that, obviously you can come over here and just delete it. I'm going to delete that. Let's go to collection because I don't want to add the Gaslands in here right now. So we're going to delete Gaslands. So like with Battletech, to just show, so like right now, these are all unassigned. So this is just mechs that I have. I put them all in the assembled category because they come pre-assembled and they're on their bases. You can't really tell this is a slightly different orange for the Vindicator and Goliath because those are primed. So you can come in here, you can see that they're on the primed row. And then I've got different groups. So like, as you all know, normally I'll paint Battletech based on legendary pilots. So here are all the legendary pilots that I've done. I put it in this way because, so like we've got Timberwolf, you know, I put the pilot name and then the mech that they're piloting so that way I know how to track it. Yeah, like when I'm going to make new pilots. But then I've got, you know, others. So like Max Liao from Legion of Myth, I put his down here because I want to track that I did that. It makes my green bar look better. My Nauvoo Legion mechs, the Silverhawk mechs that I did, the Ninja Turtles. So I've got a bunch of these done, but then I've got some Daimyo for foot soldiers. Those aren't done yet. Steve Cross, I've got the Blood Kite, which I gave him last September, and then here's the 4 new ones. So it's a nice little tracker to just keep track, or to just let me know what I've got. Forgot to add that one. There we go. One more in the painted column. Woo! Anyways, but yeah, so it just keeps track of that, and who knows? I might finish some of these projects eventually. Anyways, so that is that's Figure Case. Check it out. I don't get anything for it. I don't care. I don't mind showing good. Like that's the thing. I don't get compensated for like none of the stuff that I show off on my channel, but that's okay too. All right. Let us start with, okay, I need to actually pull these pictures up. Years 2023 August, all photos. No, that doesn't help. Oh. Okay. So, I'm not sure if I'm going to get this right. But let's try this. Let's try some flat earth. And then some of the stone gray. Steve, if you're out there, I apologize if the bases don't match. Let's see here. And let's zoom back in. Man, you all are chatty today. So, I think I've come up with how I want to do the Battletech rules. So instead of doing a deep dive like we're doing on Wednesday, I think they're going to be pre-recorded videos. Yeah, exactly, Six World. Like instead of trying to like I've got a spreadsheet for it, but this one I like the painting progress. Anyway, so I want to, for the Battletech rules, I think the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get with my friend and we're going to do a deep dive, but it'll be pre-recorded, as opposed to live. And the reason, well, number one, because, well, I don't know. Should I do it pre-recorded or should I do it live? I will ask the chat. Chat, what do you think? I mean, live has the advantage that people can fact check us like in real time, like Nerds Nerd does to everyone. That is not a criticism, Nerds Nerd. I'm just pointing it out. Like I've seen you in the RPG Digest, like constantly like, nope, it's this, this, and this. And I was like, well, all right. So it's kind of cool. And then yeah, see, I want to do that as well. I need to get with Max Liao though and kind of figure out his system. And like either copy it wholesale or figure out a way to modify it for me. Cause like I want to do a deep dive through the Game of Armored Combat, Clan Invasion, and then Mercenaries rules. Because they're nice, simple, smaller chunk books. Because like I was looking at tactical operations. Like that's one of the places that I'm going to start with. And one of the problems, like it's like movement rules and then just blah. And those, like trying to do a deep dive, like just reading through the book would be boring as yeah, it would be the worst. I am not going to subject anyone to that. But I did think that going through Game of Armored Combat and Clan Invasion and Mercenaries, because they're just like 60, 70 page booklets, that might actually work better or those might actually work with the deep dive format. So that's what I'm thinking about for those. But then for tactical operations, strategic operations, and interstellar operations, approaching the additional rules in just individual chunks. Like, say a 5 to 10 minute video just about like one aspect of advanced movement rules for tactical operations. Or one 5 to 10 minute video about 3 new energy weapons from tactical operations. Just I'm kind of like Just spitballing. Don't quote me on any of these as being actual topics that will be discussed. Just rough ideas. Because there is a ton. So it needs to be broken up into chunks, and I don't think trying to do like I said, I don't think doing a deep dive would work. Gosh, that would be rough. So that's kind of my thought process. Let me know in chat if you think I'm kind of an idiot for wanting to do that. These bases are going to take forever to dry. I need something to do in the meantime. Oh, and fair warning, folks. I will probably be ending the stream relatively shortly. My son has the day off and is trying to do some online gaming. I was kind of a jerk. Kind of. Not entirely. But he's got his day off, so I do want to make sure that he gets some time to game. We are going to work on this Warforged guy. Or, sorry, Shardforged. Oh, speaking of this Shardforged guy, seriously, folks. Six World, you're awesome, man. Speaking of, Wednesday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, however you want to approach it. Is the next Eberron live stream. And I might be trying to bribe the audience. So I would recommend showing up just in case. Since Arcane Minis made it? I don't know, dude. I just thought it was a fun looking model, and so I printed it off. Oh, my son is arguing with my wife now about how I'm interrupting his relaxing time. Stab someone. Yeah, I was at work, and apparently he's one of my customers. I'm like, oh, I'm going to buy some of these. Didn't ask for a code, didn't want a code, but he gave me a code. And so I went digging through and I realized that all of the minis had this great Eberron feel to them. And so I got a couple of sets and printed them off. Figured out my FEP was broken, so I get to replace that too. So that's super fun. But it made me a little bit more excited for doing the Eberron streams. I started painting these off stream. Basically, I'm stalling, folks, because the paint on the Battletech bases isn't dry, so I can't finish the basing. And the cockpits and lasers don't take that long. Also, the cockpits are in deep recesses, so the wash is still going to be wet. So yeah, so those of you who are expecting Battletech painting, we'll get back to it. Anyways, but yeah, so Arcane Minis, highly recommend checking them out. They are some fun designs. And the guy was pretty nice to work with too, so can't really complain about it. But yeah, I need to get back to... Oh! Well, awesome, Nerds Nerd. Yeah, me and... or after I got the coupon code, I messaged Seraphis. And I'm like, dude, what do you think about these? And he just went nuts. He he absolutely agrees with me that these are, while they are not technically Eberron miniatures, these are essentially Eberron miniatures. And the airships are great. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to figure out how to paint or print one of the airships. Those airships are massive. Like, I sliced the files for for 3 decks of the Sindar airship. That was it. 3 decks. It would take me almost 2 months to print on my FDM printer. And for the record, oh, let me rephrase that. 3.5 decks, because there's 6.5 decks. And that doesn't even include any. I do not have my own Discord. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. I do have a Discord, but it's not for any of this. It's for it's literally just for coordinating with local friends about gaming over at my house. So I assumed you meant you messaged me directly through Discord. So don't worry. I will get there. I just want to put a little more paint on this guy. But I will also be showing them all right, bye nerds nerd. Have a great day. Yeah, it's Eberron. It's sort of a Magipunk setting. Okay, I like that. I really like how that looks. Yes, I realize it's a robot with a sniper rifle. For a fantasy setting, but I don't care. It looks great. And just because He's got this little crystal jobber. Exactly, Six World. Exactly. All right, those Battletech bases still are not dry. But yeah, then I found these. They're called Old City from Titanforge for the bases. So that's what I printed for those. Overall, I mean, I've been having like this is fun. So I want to wash this guy, but partly so I don't waste the wash that I've got out. I need to let that crystal dry. Here, let's do this. Oh, hidden. Oh, this is going to be so good. Dude, this is so simple. All right, I'm going to spoil this as soon as I'm done with the wash. Oh, man. That does all the right things. Oh, so good. All right. So I still have to finish the base, obviously. I have to finish, I want to do like a little bit of probably just like a white or ivory dry brush on the gem, but it's dry. I've got to let the wash dry. But here's the deal. So, moving forward, during the Eberron deep dives, I'm going to have a miniature painted, and I'm going to give it away. If you are a member of the channel, okay, meaning you're paying the $2 a month, if you're a member of the channel, or if you're in chat and you do a super chat, I will give it away to one of those people. So that's it. There's no minimum number of members. There's no minimum number of super chats. For right now, I am just bribing you. Here it is. So if you want a miniature painted by me, actually, I might not even do super chats. We'll do something. I'm going to hash it out with Seraphis. But short answer, actually, no. You know what? Tune in Wednesday for the actual rules. But the short answer is I'm going to give this guy away. So if you want a Warforged or Shard Forged, man, I can't even keep it all straight. If you want a Shard Forged with a sniper rifle, tune in Wednesday evening during the Diving Deep episode, where we cover Chapter 1 of the Eberron campaign setting for D&D 3.5. Okay? All right. So, on that note, it has been an hour. I have a son who is itching to play video games and hog up all the internet bandwidth. So, I'm going to bounce today. Do go check out the miniatures review for the first set of battle mechs from the Mercenaries box set. Yeah, exactly. I don't want no Pinkertons to my house. Anyways, so yeah, come hang out. We'll have some fun Wednesday. But also keep an eye out for more videos during the week. I'll definitely have more videos coming out. I will have a Shadowrun review up this week. I just got to finish reading it. Really, really good book. I really like this book in a general sense, not even as a Shadowrun book. So keep that in mind. So with that said, I'm going to leave. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And we'll see you at least on Wednesday. Thanks, folks. Bye.